heart of outback New South Wales, diggers are searching for precious metal.
This is where the original ore resource for gold came from.
Hundreds of meters below the surface, drilling for gold has never been more lucrative, despite recent sell-offs.
After 3 decades, mate, this is the best time to be a gold miner. It probably is an unprecedented gold boom or mini gold boom, which may be a function of some of the volatility in the market and volatility in the world. We've also got the Wyoming pits where
Rod Griffith runs operations at Alkane's Tommy mine. He says they are ramping up production.
Back in the day, obviously costs were a lot less. When we started at Alkane in 2014, we were producing an ounce of gold for about $800. The gold price was about double that. Now we're producing an ounce of gold for $2,200 or thereabouts, and the price is $4,800, so the margins are great.
With global tensions set to continue, gold is tipped to become more valuable. And as the world's third largest producer of the precious metal, Australia stands to benefit. The price of spot gold has hit record highs in 2025, worth more than $3,000 an ounce, or around 5,000 Australian dollars. Analysts from Macquarie Bank say it could go as high as $3,500 an ounce in the September quarter.
Gold is seen as a little bit of an inflation hedge. So if we see a recession around the world, typically that will mean lower interest rates. So we start to see bond yields falling. On one level, that makes gold more attractive.
Rabobank's Picton says the recent sell-off sparked by Donald Trump's tariffs is expected to be short-lived.
Investors who were holding gold were liquidating their positions in order to meet margin calls on other securities, particularly shares.
Before gold is sold on the global market, it's made into bars at a refinery. These are freshly poured gold bars and they are still a bit hot. And this is the first stage of the refining process. This 140 kilogram gold is worth about $21 million at today's price. The bars go through further refining to reach 99.99% purity before being displayed for sale.
We're standing in custodian vaults underneath Castle Ray Street in Sydney. This is a purpose-built bullion storage facility, and there's over 10,000 private vaults in the room that we're standing in right now.
The general manager at ABC Bullion says in uncertain times, investors increasingly turn to gold.
A period of uncertainty regarding tariffs and volatility in other assets is actually likely to be good for gold, good for the gold price, and good for gold demand.
While gold has escaped Donald Trump's tariffs for now, there's still been a rush to buy bullion in the US. The price has hit a record high more than 20 times since the US president's inauguration.
There was a lot of physical gold being transported from London vaults into the United States. Investors were worried that the gold was going to be subject to tariffs in the United States.
The rally is also being fueled by central banks stockpiling tons of gold bars. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, they've been diversifying their reserves away from the US dollar.
Central banks are wary of holding US dollar-denominated assets, and that's because the US dollar is one of the best weapons that the US government has when dealing with some of their adversaries globally.
The US is the largest holder of gold in the world, with more than 8,100 tons held by the US government and the Federal Reserve. But Russia and China are rapidly climbing the ranks.
Central banks have bought over 1,000 tons of gold every year since the beginning of that war, which is double the amount that they bought in the decade before. So I think a combination of more market stress, more uncertainty, and geopolitical tension has been drawing central banks to gold.
An asset miners believe will continue to shine as global trade rules are rewritten.
I think there's going to be plenty of gold mining going into the future. It's a metal that's used in industrial, commercial, and obviously in jewellery and whatnot. It's not going anywhere. People rely on gold. So it's got a good future.
In a world where the global order is being rocked.